Kids Rock Cancer, next on City Corner. Hi, I'm Sarah Thompson and welcome to City Corner. They say medicine heals the body and music heals the soul, and that's at the foundation of Kids Rock Cancer. It's an innovative program and organization started by Maryville University that helps kids diagnosed with cancer and blood disorders deal with the emotional challenges of their diagnosis and treatment through music therapy. Today I'm joined by Tracy Sandheinrich, who is the senior music therapist for Kids Rock Cancer, and she's going to tell us a bit more about the program. And then in our second half, we're actually going to be joined by a past participant, Brittany Butts. But Tracy, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So, we were talking off camera before this started that I've heard for the past couple of years a lot about Kids Rock Cancer, and this is a great opportunity for me and I think for all of our viewers to learn more about what it is that you do. Why don't we first start off with the program? I mean, program and organization, it's kind of both.
Yeah.
But tell me, what is Kids Rock Cancer?
So Kids Rock Cancer initially started, the thought of it probably started at the beginning of 2009 and officially started at Cardinal Glennon Hospital in November of 2009. It was our very first session, November 2nd, I think actually. But Maryville University's institutional advancement staff had came across a program at Texas Children's that is ran by a singer-songwriter called whose name is Anita Cruz, and she started a program where she does songwriting with kids that are dealing with cancer. And our director of institutional advancement, Tom Eschen, decided, well, we have a music therapy program at Maryville. Why can't we do something like this? So with all these thoughts kind of going around, he quickly got in connection with the director of the music therapy program at Maryville University, Dr. Cynthia Briggs. And with all these thoughts and ideas going around, they decided, why not? Let's try it. Let's come up with an organization that we can trademark through the university, but have its own nonprofit organization at the same time, and be able to raise money and funds to provide music therapy services to kids dealing with cancer and blood disorders in the St. Louis area free of charge.
Okay.
So it originally started in November of 2009, and specifically Kids Rock Cancer is just a therapeutic songwriting program. Okay. So there's a wide range of music therapy interventions under the umbrella of music therapy, but specifically we chose to do therapeutic songwriting with kids with cancer and blood disorders.
Okay, so talk about that therapeutic songwriting. You go and you work with different pediatric centers and hospitals really across the region, is that correct?
Yes, we see kids at all the St. Louis pediatric cancer centers, and then we also, what makes us really unique is that we see kids that are affected by cancer. So meaning if they have a grandparent or a parent or another family member that's dealing with cancer, they qualify to do a session as well. So we work closely with the cancer support community, places like Ronald McDonald House, the Proton Therapy Center, and soon we just added Haven House, who was another organization that houses families that are coming through the area to seek treatment. So, and on top of that, we do work with the siblings of cancer patients as well. As you know, when a kid is diagnosed with cancer or a life-threatening illness, the sibling's life is turned upside down just as much as the patient. Their life really changes. So we really try hard as an organization to meet all the needs of the family.
Well, let's talk about the sessions. We have some photos. You guys have great photos, I think, of past participants, and we have some of those that we'll just throw up on screen while we talk about it. Tell me about how the sessions work. You go and you meet with one of the kids, and how does it start off as we're looking at, here you are playing your guitar. So tell me, how does it work?
Because Kids Rock Cancer is a contracted program, and the music therapists are not there every day, we really rely solely on the child life staff. That's who gives us our direct referrals. And child life staff, if you don't know, they are really the therapy that kind of is in charge of everything that the kid is doing. Their activities, they help with educational things that talk to the patients and families about certain treatments that they're gonna have, and so on. So we really rely on them to give us those referrals. They know the kids the best,
right.
So they know which kids are appropriate for the referral.
Okay,
Go
ahead.
We normally don't see kids that are under the age of 5.
Okay.
So, but then there's really no age limit over that. So we get that referral, and then we just go talk to the patients and families and ask them if they want to participate.
I see.
It's an optional program, and then we tell them a little bit about what it is, and we start with a therapeutic counseling session. And what that is as we're going through and talking and just trying to build rapport with a patient, we write down exactly what they say verbatim. And how we do that is we create an idea page. And just throughout conversation, I ask their permission if it's okay if I write the things that they say down on the paper. So after maybe a half hour to an hour of just talking and making it a comfortable situation for the patient, we refer to the music. And what kind of music do they like? Do they want their song to sound like country song or a rap song or hip hop or jazz? Or they really get to have a lot of control over the session. And that's what we really try to do as one of our goals, is increase that level of independence for them, because when they're in the hospital and diagnosed, they lose a lot of sense of independence. They don't get to make choices.
Absolutely, yeah.
So after they decide what kind of music they like, we refer back to that idea page and then start to pull out things and ideas from that page and pick out like the main idea of their song and build verses and build a chorus or a hook line from that page. And then what's really unique is that we have portable recording equipment, and we really try hard to record that song, and that way the kid gets their song on a CD at the end of the session. And it really does become a legacy for the family and patient, and something that we've heard actually from older patients that have done it when they're younger. They can refer back to that and say, wow, you know, this is what I went through, and this is how I was feeling at that time. So it becomes cathartic for them.
I was going to ask you, I mean, when you're writing the idea sheet and you're putting together the lyrics, do the lyrics tend to reflect what they're feeling at that moment? Is it more introspective? Is it emotional? Is it more about the physical, perhaps pain that they might be going through? Or is it probably covers the full range?
Yeah, I would say that it's different for every patient. Music therapists are kind of trained to be really adaptive, and this is so in the moment that we try to capture exactly what they're feeling, or whatever they say or whatever they feel like talking about at that time is what's most important to them. So that's what we really try to capture. That's what they're going through at that moment.
I've seen you have the SoundCloud page, which is and a CD essentially of
That's
all
right.
the songs that you've recorded, and I listened to a lot of them, and we've got, I think, a screenshot of that. And I mean, they range from, as you mentioned, like rap to some have more of a country, some are kind of folksy, but I mean, really cover the range. Some are just absolutely heartbreaking, not gonna lie, bring you to tears, and others are completely inspirational. I mean, for you as a music therapist, how do you sort of deal with just, this is emotional, you know, it's emotional for the child, it's emotional for the family, and I imagine for you, and obviously you're trained in this, but how do you help process this all together to do something artistic and something that's also going to have a legacy and be positive?
Sure. I think first off, these kids, no matter what they're going through, they get to write a song about something intimate and emotional, and whether it's sad, whether it's about anger, whether it's about being happy, whether it's about being lonely. And there's no right or wrong way to write a song or do this session. And in that case, in addition, for me, it allows me as a music therapist to come into a situation that's not so great. To come into a negative situation and bring something positive to them, allowing them and giving the chance to organize those feelings and conceptualize those feelings in a positive and safe manner through music. No matter if they write a sad song, they're still writing a sad song, but doing it in a safe way. There are other outlets that wouldn't be so safe. So this, having it in a musical form, is still a positive impact.
What's kind of the origin with music therapy and really with this program in terms of the sort of what studies have shown with the benefits of music therapy while someone is undergoing cancer treatment?
Sure. There are so many research studies about anxiety, the reduction in blood pressure, heart rate, the reduction in heart rate, and all these physical symptoms that come with accommodating with a music therapy session. I've had a little guy that I can reference to that was so nauseous during a session. And because of the positive distraction I was giving him, he threw up and then got back and looked at me and said, I want to finish my song, you know? So it's passing the time, it's giving them the opportunity to keep going, it's something positive for them to do. But in that same moment, he was able to kind of just let go of the nausea, throw up, and get back to it. So there's lots of research studies that show that music encompasses all parts of the brain.
Yes.
So you're creating new neurotransmitters and new neural pathways to get through so many bad things that where music can actually circumvent an injury or make it available for them to be in a positive way or manner.
Is there a distinction too between somehow like listening to music? Because a lot of times you'll hear about with art therapy where it's like putting artwork, let's say in your room, also painting, you know, there's kind of those distinctions, and then listening to music versus actually in this case creating your own work. I mean, does it trigger different parts of the brain and then emotionally that all comes together differently?
Yes, it does. And the difference between active music listening and a music therapy session is more about the social aspect.
Okay.
So in a Kids Rock Cancer session, we're doing so many social things without them even really realizing it. So we're not only doing the counseling part, we're talking about what they're going through. We're talking about and creating what they want to deal with the situation that they're in, as opposed to passive or active music listening. It's not a live musical experience. So the easiest way to explain that is, I often describe it to people as if you're listening to your favorite band on the radio in the car, you have a certain emotion to it. But then if you're listening to your favorite band first row at their concert, your emotion's completely different.
Yeah, no, that's a great, no, I appreciate that analogy. Tell me, before we go to break again, where can people go, I mean, who might hear this and they want to learn more, they can go to your website, and then how do they just reach out and contact if they know someone and they want to get enrolled?
Yes, they can go to kidsrockcancer.org. You can go to the website to find more information. You can also go to the website to listen to some of the kids' songs. We often direct families to go there when we first introduce the program to them because it's a great sense of support. Okay. And then you can also go there to donate to the program also.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, well, we've covered kind of our first base, which is learning about Kids Rock Cancer, but when we return, we're actually going to be joined by Brittany Butts. She's a past participant, and we're going to hear about her experience with Kids Rock Cancer. Please stay with us after this short break.
Financial advisor is being accused of committing one of the largest investment frauds in the history of the United States.
I guess we're not going to Aspen. That's fine. You see, I like tennis balls. He likes insider trading. So he's going to jail and I'm going to a shelter. And no, they're not the same thing. Shelters are for good pets that want to be adopted. Jails are for criminals. I've done nothing. Uh-oh. Okay, I stole a cheeseburger once. I'm a dog.
For those dealing with the struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for advice and support.
Over 13 million people are affected by famine, war, and drought in the Horn of Africa.
Make a simple text donation of $10.
But do more than donate. Forward the facts.
I'm Sarah Thompson, and welcome back to City Corner. Today we're talking about the program and organization Kids Rock Cancer. It's a wonderful, wonderful organization that works with kids who have cancer or blood disorders and helps them deal with the emotional challenges of their diagnosis through music therapy. In the first half, I was joined by Tracy Sandheinrich. She's the senior music therapist. She's still with me on set, but I'm also now joined by Brittany Butts, who is a past participant. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Oh, thank you. And it's your summer break, so I know you've got other things to do, but thanks for being here. And tell me kind of about your story and your diagnosis and how you ultimately came to meet Tracy and be in touch with Kids Rock Cancer.
Well, I have sickle cell, S beta thal plus, and I go to the hospital all the time, and I'm there bored, not doing anything, just in pain. And then I met Tracy. She came in my room, and she was like, do you want to make a song? And I was like, yeah, sure, don't have anything else to do. And my first song is called Dealing with Sickle Cell.
Okay.
And over the years, I've made more and more songs. And my last one, my most recent one, was called Stronger. So yes, that's me.
How old were you when you started, when you were really diagnosed with sickle cell and started to have the hospital treatments?
Well, sickle cell is hereditary, so I've had it all my life. When I started with Kids Rock Cancer, I was 11, around 11.
So you were in the hospital around 11 years old. Now you're about to be 17?
Yes.
So you've been affiliated with Kids Rock Cancer for some time now, as you said, and made some songs. Well, tell me about the song Strong Songer. We've got, Tracy's got her guitar here on set. We've got the laptop, our own little mini studio here. But before you maybe sing a part of it for us, why don't you tell me about the lyrics and how you kind of came up with those lyrics? Because, you know, as Tracy mentioned, you have your idea session and your brainstorm. What was it that you were feeling at the time, especially at this point, you know, in your hospital visits?
Well, when I made this song, I was in the hematology oncology clinic getting my blood transfusion. And I saw Tracy, and she came up to me, like, do you want to make a song? It's like, yes. And I'm so excited I get to make another song. And it's called Stronger because as I get older, I feel like I can control my pain and not go into the hospital as many times as I used to when I was younger. And my lyrics is that even though I miss a whole bunch of days of school and I miss a lot in my life, I feel like I can deal with that and just become more stronger.
Yeah, because you are stronger, right? Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's great. Well, do you feel pretty good about singing it for us?
Sure.
All right.
I used to be shy, but I gained my confidence back. Now that I'm older, I feel stronger. I feel stronger. Life is easier now, 'cause I don't focus on my pain. I think transfusions are a good thing. It makes me feel less pain. I used to be shy, but I gained my confidence back. Now that I'm older, I feel stronger. I feel stronger. When I miss a day of school, I don't get to see my friends. Sometimes I feel a little sad, but I know my friends will see me again. I used to be shy, but I gained my confidence back. Now that I'm older, I feel stronger. I feel stronger. Great job. Thank you.
Oh, that was great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing with us. And people can, that's on the CD, right? That's on,
Yeah.
you're on CD now too. So how does this compare, you were talking about with the lyrics, I mean, really listening to it, that, you did this later, you know, you're older, stronger. How does it compare with some of the other songs that you've done? What were the titles and kind of lyrics of some of your other songs?
Well, as I said, my first song was dealing with sickle cell, and at that time I was trying to get over how I'm in the hospital a lot and I'm in pain so much. And then my next song was called, I think, Love, and it shows my love for my family and how they support me so much. And as that goes on, I feel like I can really release all of my stress from all my pain and just feel free.
Yeah, and just even listening to you, you're able to really articulate, you know, what you've not just experienced, but how you felt emotionally, and that's not an easy thing to do. Tracy, do you feel like a lot of the kids that you work with, that this not only helps them deal with the anxiety, deal with the pain, but helps them give a level of communication that they probably didn't have before?
Yeah, and I think that's true of all ages with music therapy. So often it is difficult for all of us to just talk about some of our rare emotions, whereas putting it to music, it allows that medium. You know, that's the great thing about music therapy, is we're working on non-musical goals with music. So the music becomes just the medium for communication. So it really helps kids be able to express their feelings.
Yeah. What is the feedback from some of your songs, from your friends and from your family? What did they say?
Well, I showed it to my friends at my school, and they said, "Wow, Brittany, I didn't know you can sing like that." And I showed it to some of my teachers, and they was really like into it. Like, wow, I didn't know that you was going through all of that, and I need to like listen more, because they also don't really understand what I'm going through.
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, with your hospital stays and with sickle cell, you are in and out of the hospital a lot, and I imagine that it is difficult to really tell people what it is that you're going through when you're just constantly in and out, and what you're feeling, and this has probably been a good way to do that.
Yes, it's been a really good way.
So do you find yourself wanting to do more songs? Has this kind of inspired anything to you to like pursue music or do anything differently that you had maybe not thought of before about what you want to do as you get older?
Well, I would like to like contribute into the program when I get older, but I want to be a hematologist, oncologist.
That's fantastic.
With my MD and PhD in biology.
Listen, we might. No, that is absolutely fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Well, I appreciate you coming here and sharing your story. I mean, this is really, really great. I mean, you're day in, day out really seeing how you're affecting kids' lives. How does that make you feel? I mean, personally, as a parent too, and as a music therapist.
It's great, and as a parent, you know, having 2 children too has definitely opened my eyes even more. You know, these kids are sick, you know, and they're going through so much. And often we get asked, you know, did that kid really write that line, or that seemed really complex, like did that 6-year-old really say that? And it's so true, because an average 6-year-old that's playing with their friends and going to school and whatever has a normal day-to-day life, where a 6-year-old in the hospital that's dealing with a life-threatening illness is dealing with adult problems. So they say things and they express things that are so adult-like because of what they're going through.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, and as a therapist, like I said before, I just get to bring something positive into a negative situation, and giving them the opportunity to be able to safely express themselves through music is so rewarding, and an immediate reward too. You know, giving them the CD at the end of the session and seeing the transition from the beginning of the session to the end of the session is amazing.
And is that ultimately what you love about your job? If someone says, like, what's the one thing you really love about your job? Yeah,
it's totally true. I mean, I'm making an impact immediately with every kid. So it's, you know, the reward it's irreplaceable. So.
I'm curious, listening to just the melody. I mean, and I listened to some of the songs on the website as well, and there's like rap, and there's this changing it. I mean, did you ever come across in your mind like, well, maybe I'll try something that's a genre of music that I don't listen to, or like, how did that work out for you, Brittany?
Well, I just say what I'm feeling, like in that moment. like I feel like I want to do a slow song. I feel like I want to do a fast song. It's just
how you're feeling.
And your second song ended up being like a pop song.
Oh, really?
The love song was, it was really peppy, and the one she expressed about everybody giving love and having love for each other was so poppy and exciting and energetic.
And so are you do you have tunes on your computer to help the kind of just the melody of it? So if Brittany's like, this one's going to be like an upbeat song, do you just kind of start feeling stuff out in terms of a melody? Or
no, we ask the kids if they want to use the guitar or want to use live instruments, and then we also use a program called GarageBand on the Apple computer. So that has music loops and different genres of sounds. So you could choose a drum track, or you could choose a guitar track or a piano track, and we just mold things together based on what they want. Giving them choices, giving them that opportunity to make choice is the most important thing.
I see. So you've been able to cover the full spectrum of different genres of music.
Yes.
Well, Tracy, before we wrap things up, is there anything that's kind of we should put on our radar for Kids Rock Cancer that's on your calendar for the rest of the year?
Sure. Actually, December 1st, there's going to be a concert put on by the Fox. The band Heart is coming into town, and Heart is actually generously agreed to donate a portion of their ticket sales for proceeds to Kids Rock Cancer. So it's December 1st at Fox Theater. Tickets are not on sale yet, but be on the lookout. But it's going to be a great event.
And I do have to ask you, do you guys do a concert like in the spring? I think we've already passed it, but briefly tell me about that. That's at the Sheldon,
Yes,
correct?
normally we do an annual fundraising event, and it was just in past May. And we had the band Flaming Pie do a benefit concert for Kids Rock Cancer. And it was just a great opportunity for a lot of musical people and non-musical people to get together and celebrate the cause, raise money, and just spread awareness, really. We want to be able to grow our services, and without generous funding, we wouldn't be able to do that.
To be possible. All right, well, the information, we've got that for you on the screen. It's Kids Rock Cancer, a program and organization started by Maryville University that brings joy and healing power of music to kids at St. Louis Pediatric Centers who are diagnosed with cancer and blood disorders, and really amazing work. I mean, really amazing work. This is such a feel-good. I feel so good after this. But for more information, if you want to donate, hear about other events that they have coming up, even listen to some of the songs, like songs like Brittany's song, go to kidsrockcancer.org, and you can contact them with that email address right there on your screen. All right, well, thank you again, Brittany. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Thank you.
I look forward to hearing back from you when you're up here with your MD. We'll have another conversation. And Tracy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank you at home for watching us here on STL TV. Keep it right here on STL TV Experience St. Louis.